And a non-privileged resolution calling on Sheriff Joel Williams and the First Judicial District of Pennsylvania to impose a moratorium on residential property foreclosure sales until City Council has the opportunity to hold public hearings regarding recently obtained data which suggests troubling trends in already struggling areas of the city.
Chair recognizes Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President. In 2004, our former colleague, Councilwoman Tasco, due to predatory lending, due to signals and complaints from her constituents, decided to call for a moratorium on sheriff sales. In that tradition, in 2008, we had our second moratorium on sheriff sales introduced by me, passed by this body. We stopped sheriff sales and we were reminded that we had no authority over the sheriff's department. We were reminded that we had no authority over the courts, but we reminded them that we have authority over their budgets. What we talked about that time was stopping it for a time because at that moment, the largest number of sheriff sales in the history of the city of Philadelphia had occurred. We pumped the brakes, stopped it, forced advocates, banks, consumers to sit at the table, and as a result of it, created the mortgage diversion program, which since that time has saved over 12,000 homes. Again, Mr. President, the time has come for us to pump the brakes, take a look again, because as we start to look at data that suggests that we are back at that time, these sheriff sales, not solely, not of their own doing alone, have to be reviewed in concert with tax abatements, with sheriff sales, with deep poverty in some of these communities where people are having problems making ends meet. In addition, things like tangled titles and other things create barriers for us to give them assistance. So we need to take a look at this, and not forever, but a look at this to see if we can't adjust the dials a little bit to help citizens. Because yes, we're in a booming economy, but progress isn't forward for all people. And it's time to take a look again with a moratorium on sheriff sales. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. That will be on next week's calendar.